Okay, so story time here today. When I was a young man living in Chicago, um, I played in a band called It Is What It Is. And It Is What It Is was a group of older gentlemen from Chicago, really cool dudes, but they played butt rock. And coming from punk, hardcore, metal, classic rock background, the last thing I really wanted to do was to play butt rock, honestly. Um, and I say butt rock in the nicest way. I mean, I'm pretty sure that most radio rock bands refer to themselves as butt rock. I've heard it before. Um, these guys, love these guys to death still. Um, haven't seen many of them in maybe since I left the band, but I still love them like brothers, and I appreciate what they did for me. Um, and in that journey, part of my life, it was very nice to have some good friends like that that helped me out a lot. So I'm very grateful and fortunate. So thank you. Um, but let's get to the story here. So the story is that when I was younger, I wanted to make beats, but I didn't know how. When I was younger, I was really into rap music, into hip hop music, and I was really into music, but my parents weren't into music, and I couldn't. Um, I mean, I didn't even know how to make music besides until maybe when I was like in fifth grade and I went in band. But yeah, so I liked rap music. I liked music in general, but I thought there's no way to make rap music. Like, I didn't think there was any way I could do that. So I got into playing the drums. Um, I was like, hey, I'll play some boom bap stuff or some break beats or something like that. It's the closest thing I could get to it in my head at the time. So, um, played in band in my hometown for a couple of years and then moved to Chicago. And I think I found this band on Craigslist. Tried out. They had me come in the band. Um, like I said, great dudes. We played all over St. Louis, not St. Louis, Chicago. I live in Chicago. We played all over Chicago. Some cool historic venues, like Cubby Bear. We played the Elbow Room. Um, there's just so many cool places that I got to play because of these guys. So I'm very, very thankful. But this was a little video that I made on iMovie um, 16 years ago. Um, the band It Is What It Is, based out of Chicago, Illinois, showing you what they've been up to lately. And I'm going to do this watch along with you guys on here real quick to show you. So check this out. All right, so that's actually a video of us at the Cubby Bear. The band had this professional videographer come to this show that we had at the Cubby Bear and take a insane video of us. To that point in my career, I'd never had a cooler video taken of me playing music, so this was pretty cool. Tiki. That's actually my voice saying Tiki. That's the lead singer, Josh. And that is on the patio of a bar in Cleveland that we played at.
How you doing, JV?
There's baby Joshie right there. In Cleveland.
I'm in Cleveland. I mean, what can you say?
Rock bar in Cleveland. Hold on, let me go back to that. What did I say? August 16th, 2008.
Standing here on top of the world,
Damn, that was like a fadeaway jumper or something. Yeah, that was pretty awesome. All right, so this is the point of the video that I'm mainly getting to right now. So the whole Cleveland thing and the band or whatever. So while I was in the band had a song called Misconnections. Uh, that song they wanted to record at a professional recording studio with a producer. And the guy that they hired, I did not know at the time, was a guy named Craig Bauer. I do know now that Craig Bauer is a legendary Chicago producer who has worked with Kanye, Lupe, all kinds of Chicago legends. Okay, and there's a video right here of us at Hinge Studios. Hinge, which is like one of the most, you know, renowned studios, excuse me, in Chicago. Uh, very cool spot. And I didn't know it at the time. Man, if I would have just known, you know, you always think about like if you would have known what you know then, not what you know now, what you know then. It's like, man, I had wanted to make beats almost my whole life. I even tried when I lived in Chicago for a brief period. I lived with, I had a roommate who had a MacBook. I wasn't well enough to have a MacBook. But they had a MacBook and they had GarageBand on it, and I made the worst songs with just like some shitty loops, some orchestra loops, and some 70s rock drums or something weird. But you know, I thought it was a rap beat, and I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. But my roommate didn't really care for me using their computer, so that didn't last very long. But man, if I would have known at the time, or if I would have even thought, or if I had one little hair in my head that still wanted to make rap music, and I would have known that I'm here at Hinge Studios, Craig Bauer, like, my mind would have been blown. I mean, my favorite record when I lived in Chicago was Kanye West's Graduation and Lupe Fiasco's The Cool. Two records that came out while I lived in Chicago. Two records that I'm sure Craig Bauer had a hand in something, if not those previous records that made those artists who they were, and probably work with them afterwards. But man, it is crazy to think about today. I love you can see some of the outboard gear that I didn't even know at the time. But I mean, 1176s. There's a Teletronics LA2A. So I know that Craig Bauer's Hinge Studios was the first studio, I believe maybe the first studio in the United States to have a euphonics board. This might still be the same board. I have a Mix magazine from 1994, I think, and it's right when Hinge opens up, and they're talking about the euphonics board, the first of its kind in Hinge. So this might be it too, which it's just crazy to think how legendary this stuff is. It's also crazy. I could see him. He's using the board. You could see some metering coming out of there, but he's got a laptop right there. I'm wondering, is he running it into Pro Tools or what? Man, if I would have known now what I knew, if I would have known then what I know now, oh my God. Another story about this experience is I didn't record drums on this. Craig Bauer had Matt Walker, I believe, former drummer for the Smashing Pumpkins, big time studio drummer. He played drums on this track. I think they paid him a ridiculous amount of money. I'm sure they paid Craig Bauer a ridiculous amount of money. I'm not even sure the song ever really even did anything, but I'm sure it was a cool experience for these guys. Man, it's just crazy to think that like where I am now as such an aspiring hip hop audio engineer and producer, uh, I was so close to somebody that was such an inspiration and such a uh, somebody that I didn't even know that I would look up to later. It's just crazy to think. It's awesome that I still have this video too, because without this video, I might have forgot about it or I might not have known. But because of this video, I now always have footage of Hinge Studios and Craig Bauer in the recording process, even though I wasn't a part of it. Double Door, Beverly Arts Center. I remember every one of those shows. I played all those shows. That was cool.
When I look around me, I see some of the strongest and smartest individuals who've ever lived. So why are we an entire generation of people pumping gas and waiting tables?
That song's that's in there. It's called Paper Street, and he's quoting Fight Club in it. Yeah. This is that song. I'm wearing a Lie by Mistake shirt there. I don't know if you noticed that. Yeah, but that concludes my story time today. I'm glad that you guys would if you made it this far, thanks. I'm gonna have some more cool stories. Hopefully they'll be cooler than this, or you'll find them exciting maybe. I think for me it's just a cool look back to think about, like, wow, some of the cool things I've got to experience. Sometimes it's things that you take for granted. So appreciate you watching this. If you guys can, leave a comment below. Subscribe to my channel. I'm going to try to put out more content. And if you like this, then share it with somebody that knows of Hinge Studio or Craig Bauer or anything like that. Be just a cool story. So appreciate it. Thank you guys. Peace.